am Sure Sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is Righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Watch out, people. Watch out. Me get my jersey already. So you know it's like Ali Cup up. Ali Cup is not a Folly Cup. August 12 and 13, 137 Mountain View Avenue. You know, it's an Excel headquarters that. That one there go loud, it's a pro. So come bust the crowd and the cloud, because we got to afford it. Yo, hear me now. If you now do the right thing, you will do the wrong thing. From you will do the wrong thing, you will go get a spanking. Camp out with football, sambo, now the ranking. Chris, if you push the boy them off of the gully banking, rise up in the morning. Father God, me have to thank him. Praise the most high before me get me there cranking. It's all about Ali Cup. August 12 and 13, Delaran's full Darcy to the fullest. So be there. Remember, Aggie Animal, striving for excellence. Mad.
All right. Well, good evening. I don't know how we're going to manage this evening because this is a big one. This is a heavy one. This is a large one. I'm going to be surrounded by many celebrities. You understand me? So it's supposed to be good as we continue to endorse the Ali Cup. Let me say that we look to the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. Again, welcome everyone to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manning's man. Hope you're having yourself a top evening. Big up to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. You can call Prestige Finance at 876-884-7390. They are located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. And there is no processing fee, same day processing, and 0 to 4% interest rate. Also, to Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy is actually one of the key persons at Launch Legacy is Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed celebrates 18 years wedding anniversary today. So happy anniversary to him. He is one of our sponsors, former Excelsior man as well at Launch Legacy. At Launch Legacy, they are located in, watch this, they are located in Canada and they handle risk and seek legacy. So for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. There you go. They will get your money to start working for you when you stop working for money. Big up to Sherwin Bonnick and Anne Ramsey and everyone who will be on this today. Well, we're going to bring in some of our guests immediately and talk to them a little bit. Hope all the audios are working now. Can you all hear me?
Yes, man.
All right. Somebody said yes, man.
Donovan say yes, man.
Donovan. That's a man from Donovan is a man from Camperdown.
Yeah.
All right. We also have Maya.
Yeah, check.
Check. The man from Danoon. Play with him at Constant Spring, but you're not gonna remember because I'm too tall and my shots and couldn't see me. Understand me? Then we have Scholar as well, who was with us on Sunday, and we have Samba, and we have the Admiral as well. I see Eugene Williams, Big Ed trying to get on. The platform can only hold 10 of you at a time, 10 persons at a time, right? So we have 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're gonna get into some discussion. So when others come on, they can jump on in. So I'm going to ask who is going to do the introduction of our guests and why we have all of these big coaches in the in the Manning. Well, it's all Manning Cup coaches here now. Where are the Dacosta Cup coaches? Are they hiding? I don't know. But let's go. But welcome to the show, all of you. It's so good to have you here. I know many of you have multiple responsibilities. Like I know one of these coaches are coaching in a particular league right now in Jamaica. What is it called? The Champions, the Championship League, is it? Or is it the Major League up there in Kingston? So yeah.
Major League.
Major League. There you go. All right, but welcome to the show. Chris, or Samba, anything you guys want to, our Scholar, you want to start out with in terms of asking our coaches, as we preview the Ali Cup, which is like Delerang said, it is the 12th and the 13th at Excelsior High School, 12th and the 13th of August. If you look at the thumbnail for the video, you will see on it the zones, your zone A and zone B, and so. I'm going to hand it over to Sambo or Chris or Oral, and then I'll get back into ask questions of our guests. I see Eugene just getting internet connection.
You see. Big Ed.
Yeah, but all right. Go ahead. Who is going to go first? Or you want me to just get into the questions?
Well,
with Scholar, Scholar,
yeah, it's a pleasure. Brother Manning, for the opportunity as always to showcase the coaches who will be participating in the 2022 Ali Cole Junior Soccer Tournament, as you mentioned, to be held at Excelsior High School, 137 Mountain View Avenue, on August 12 and 13. And so currently we have a few coaches from various Manning Cup programs who we will have an opportunity to have what seems to be tonight like a pre-tournament conversation amongst coaches and the administration for the green and yellow organization. So yeah, Brother Manning, you can take it away,
All right, wonderful. Let me start. Listen, the first question I want to ask is of the coaches is how far are you in your preparation for the season? Believe it begins in September. We're in August now. How far advanced are you in terms of your preparation? I know, Maya, this is your first season, right? At Danoon as a head coach?
No, actually second. We entered back last year to the pandemic season.
Second season. And Eugene, Eugene, this is your second season because last season as head coach, you got through to the playoffs. And Mr. Loftus, I remember you saying that Camperdown was going to win the Manning Cup.
Yeah, man.
All right.
That's the last year, though. That's this year.
So the prophecy was for last year.
Yeah, man. Nearly fulfilled,
Nearly. But how is your team for this year, and how is the Ali Cup part of your preparation for the season?
Let me start by saying thanks, I think the first Ali Cup I was a part of it, and the second also. At the time I was the manager of the team, and it's my second year too as the head coach of the Manning Cup. But I've been around Camperdown for 10 years as the manager, and at one point assistant coach. So it's a privilege to be a part of the Ali Cup, to be a part of the Star of the East. So let me say thanks for the invitation first.
Last year, I had predicted to win, but this year is a new thing, eh?
A new prediction or the same prediction?
No, man, new, brand new, everything brand new. You know, I don't know the hardest thing for us is to keep the youngsters in school, you know.
Yes.
That's our biggest challenge, eh?
Or to keep them at your school?
To keep them in school, man. Not that
Oh,
my
no. What I mean?
Nobody leave me if I know nowhere else.
Oh, just check it, because I know some people have that challenge in it. It's not
No, man, I'm loved, man. I'm loved by my players, man.
Just to keep them in, because there's a major migration going on to a certain school, in the off season.
Migration going on is not to other schools, but it's to the gullies and the river banks and the towns and you understand me? That's the migration for me. It's not to other schools.
Yes.
And because of disappointment, a lot of guys stopped coming to school, eh?
Oh.
They felt cheated by the system and all of that. So they stopped.
Right, because your team got it was on some technicalities that you're actually...
Yeah, man, some fine prints, you know?
Okay.
Some finer prints so nobody can find, but them very fine, but them fine it anyway.
Them fine it.
Yeah, them fine it, you know? Them fine it and edit it to suit the blues and the purples. So let's not go there. Anyway. So that's a challenge. And the principal, my principal, not a principal who can bend the rules to suit anybody. So them stop come at school, them just done with them. I'm not gonna bend the rule and find no grades and find no attendance. I want them thing there. So
yeah.
But I feel a young team, talented team, average age about maybe 16, 17. Them talented. So you know because of that I can't bank on inexperience. But them show up we can challenge again, eh?
Okay. I mean, yeah, that tournament this weekend as well. Last weekend at William Nib.
Yeah, man. The Canon carry man them lick ball through me corner, man. Lick ball through me corner. Give me a solid 3 love and send me go sit down. I say go.
Okay,
Life.
okay.
Life.
Part of the learning process.
We're good, man. We're good.
Well, you're good. All right.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I beaten to their training. Nobody quiet, you know.
Okay. And you have found the fine prints this time around.
The fine prints? Me and my lie. Some glasses, me a lie, you know.
Okay,
me and no.
just check it.
Can't draw nothing fire.
No.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Williams. Yeah, man. So talk to us about Charlie Smith. You had a fairly successful season last year. I know you felt like you probably could have gone a little further. Talk to us about, the feel of your players coming back and who's coming back, and your expectation for this season, and how is the Ali Cup, helping in the preparation for the season.
Preparation has been going good so far, but we still know we have a lot of itches, but I try to overcome, but one of those things, I don't know, as Butter said earlier, the expectation, I don't want to put my expectation too high, but I know I have a fairly good team that can give a good account of themselves. So next week in the tournament, I think we can see how far we reach in our preparation.
Okay. And Byron, I know Byron was with the team as your assistant. He's still there with you this year as well.
Yes, man. That's what we're same way, man. Both of us same way. And it's all it's work, non-stop.
Okay, all right. We have a little. I don't know if it's music playing in the background. So when you're not talking, I'm gonna mute you, right? Yeah, I think that is your background, right? Brian is asking. He says, ask Mr. Williams, is Damar Brown will be back at Charlie Smith this season? Hold on, let me unmute you and then you can go ahead. Go ahead.
No, he won't be playing. I retain like 17 players.
Whoa.
Yeah,
17 players.
Yeah, and but 2 additional coming from Coles and who were in the school, but they could not participate just because of the vaccination. But still a work in progress.
Okay. All right, wonderful. I see. That's why you're smiling like that. I feel like you have something up your sleeve, you know. So
No,
let's go.
butter, gala, butter. A butter glass, gala.
We'll take it out here, sir. We'll take it out.
All right, listen, the man from Danone, you know, because Danone has high expectation. One of my friends, him Freddie Butler, you know. Yeah, I don't want him to come down here with the leather belt, you know. So Maya, tell us what is going on over there at Danone, how plans are, you know, and what are your expectations for this season, and how is the Ali Cup, you know, and important in your team's preparation for the season.
First of all, good night and thanks for the invite as Loftus earlier. You know, the first edition, Dunun was part of it. Second one, we weren't invited, and third year, you know, we get back an invite. Thanks to Sambo, Chris, and the rest of organizers, you know, to include Dunun in the program. But as it relates to preparation, we are like 3 to 4 weeks in our preparation. I mean, resources is always the challenges with us. Getting the players even to training, it's always a problem, you know, if you don't, you know. So that's why we are back in preparation. But I mean, we are trying to use the tournament come next week to see where we are, a measuring stick to see where we are, and get some game time, and probably use it as some fitness condition for the players as well. You know, so that's basically it in our preparation going forward. But as you all know, Dunun was always a tradition school in football. In the 1988 Charlie Smith finals and thing, when Gregory all saved some penalty and thing, and think Dunun are going to win the finals. The Charlie Smith find a way for come back and win it, you know. But as I said, Freddie Buckler have him hands over way and a guide you through the process, you know.
All right. Listen, let me ask this question because I noticed Samba and Chris Bailey keep quiet because the first show that we did, they made sure they told me that Ali will be out there, so no other school except Excelsior can win. So I want to know in the years of the Ali Cup, has any other team won it except Excelsior? Hold on, Eugene. Hold on, I think. Go ahead, Eugene.
What do you mean, Ali? We attack the team, huh?
I don't know. Ali's spirit will be out there and Ali will be out there. You understand?
Butter.
The two edition of Ali Cup is Excelsior.
Butter.
Butter, because the last
Butter, you need to check out the fine print, Butter.
Yeah, the last time we keep there, Eugene. Last time we keep our finals, we go on Excelsior beat me, you know.
Yeah.
I was lose all them first 2 games and still beat me, you know, Eugene.
Yeah,
so them love me for beat all the CC them and the Jintil them and then them come bust my ass.
The fine print, Butter, the fine print.
Yeah, man. So no, them just tell me bigger. Them just tell me what.
The fine print that they about.
Don't forget it. Don't forget it, brother.
Yeah. All right. There's somebody. Jason is saying that. Jason said, "I feel big up my school coach. Who is your school coach, Jason? Because I know you to be a Calabar man, or did one of these persons coach you before you went to Calabar, and then this is a Calabar man. You know how Calabar and KC people still when they come in at the chat, you know, them have to let you know by color that they are in the chat. All right. So we also have Mr. Vasu Reynolds. This is the first person for the Dacosta Cup that we have in. It's because I was wondering if the Dacosta Cup persons got a little bit intimidated, you know, but
maybe I will say Premier League team, you know, because CC got a Premier League.
No, this is Manchester. I do not see.
No, man, but call my friend Lenny, man. Call my friend Lenny. Lenny got a Premier League, you know. But I CC got a Premier League.
CC, so. Yes.
I mean, the Doppy can't help the Ali.
No, maybe the fine print. The fine print.
Fine print. Mr. Vasu Reynolds, welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks much. Hey, listen, man. The D Cup coaches are late because we have to put in extra work, you know, always to match up with the Kingston team. You understand?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, man. But pleasure to be here, man.
Pastor, you have all the resources, Pastor. Are we a catch up? Are we at the catch up?
No. I checking into Kingston for 10 days, you know. So So you know we have to
I
link up
wish I
already.
could have checked into Manchester for 5 days.
Wow, I tell you. Why do you want Carnival beat me up? I'm going to check Doc, see him and say, Doc, I can't come on with Carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
man.
must
Yeah,
carry
man.
bed and come.
Yes, but Mr. This is this the first time Manchester will be participating? Or have you as a coach participated in the Ali Cup, and how is it important to your preparation for the season?
I think this is the second year. We entered 2019. I think this is the second year, but very important. What I was impressed with the last time, and I'm expecting the same, is how well the competition was organized. I think everybody would want to have longer games, but for me, I am strategically using these 20 minutes games to plan within my 90 minutes games, if you understand what I mean. You understand? So critically, for example, the first 20 minutes of a game, the last 20 minutes in a first half, the first 20 minutes in a second half, etc., etc. So that's all will be. So it's sort of a strategic reason why we're entering this competition, because of the 20 minutes games and how we want to tie it within our 90 minutes game.
Careful what you're saying, because I see a man up top there taking
I
notes of
learn
the
from the best,
conversation.
I learn from the best. I take notes.
See, make sure you reveal all your secrets.
Yeah, man. So I mean, we're kind of approaching it kind of strategically. 5 games minimum. Maybe that's a 90 minutes games or less, and so we'll treat it accordingly based on plan for each game. You know.
All right. I don't know if you know this, but you know, for any school to win
Yes.
the Dacosta Cup, they must play a team from Clarendon.
Well, I'm a Clarendonian, you know, right in the middle, so I kind of know that.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you have plans this season in terms of where you go? Because it just seems like, I don't know if it's how the schedule is or it is a plan thing, but I find it is the only parish in both sides, or the only place in Manning or Dacosta Cup where for you to win, no matter where you're from, what
You
zone
have to get past a Clarendon team.
you have to play a Clarendon team.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I hope you're ready for that this season, because like they just said, there's a Clarendon team that just got promoted to the Premier League.
Well, yeah, right in my district again. And you mean a Clarendon club team or a Clarendon school team?
They say that is the Clarendon school team that in the competition.
But anyway, you take it, you know, I will benefit. It's my community and it's my past school, so you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
But you still love the organization of the Ali Cup though, and yeah.
Yeah, man, as I said before, it's one of the things that we admired the last time we entered in 2019. Well organized, in terms of time, very respectful in terms of time. Game starting on time, just well organized, and the hosting in terms of what has always been promised to the teams and all of that, we had no complaint the last time, and so I didn't hesitate when the opportunity came to us to jump at it again and be there next weekend.
What I want to ask, I mean, and maybe you can get a response from as many of you as possible, is, you know, what are some of the things that collectively as coaches you can do to improve the level of play right across? You know, I know you're concerned about your specific team, but is there a coming together of the coaches to see how we can improve the quality of play right across the league, from the lowest team to the highest team, both in the Manning and the Dacosta Cup?
Quality playing surface.
Quality playing surfaces.
Yes, that's the utmost. That's the most important. Quality playing surface.
Okay. Good. Anyone else?
For me, it's still, you know, it's mentorship, you know. I mean, it's mentorship, you know, because we are losing them to the streets. So we can use the football as a vehicle to drive them the right direction, you know. Because we are losing them to the streets, to the scammers, to the dance, you know. And them love the football, and love the sport. So that make them come to school. So if we can use that as a vehicle, as I say, we keep them focused and make them understand what it is to.
But is that right across the league, or it is just for specific teams in specific communities? That
man, right across the league, man.
Yeah.
Right across the league, man. If you know the amount of ball over their street.
Even in the Dacosta Cup, players take the street instead of playing football, or this is just probably a corporate area.
No, I don't think them want. What I think when them want do, them want cheat the system. Them want come to school and ball a play. When tracks are going and them things. But when that finish, them kind of disappear and come back. You know. So I think if we build more mentoring and let them realize what education and sports can bring them. You know. I think it's a social thing. We have to start taking social instead of winning and losing on the field, you know. Okay. For me, that's my take.
But is there overall what you said? Oh, it's not a like that, but we get a report like what we're trying to make it better, like a better. So that's why I say playing surf.
Yeah, I agree with that, Eugene. We agree with that because
that's what I said. But the point them where you have met now, those are valid points, valid.
Yeah, but let me ask this question, right? Because, surfaces, is there any way then that the games can be played just like we saw with the JPL? How difficult would it be for schools to agree Manchester has a good playing surface, that the games are played like double headers or triple headers on the better surfaces?
Right.
To facilitate that. Is that okay, or everybody wants it to play at their school for crowd support?
Personally, for me, for me, I love the COVID scenario last year, because it chose like 4 good fields. I could have played upon good surface, so you could have seen better football.
Okay.
Me now, in my zone now, I dread to go Waterford. I dread to go certain schools because we know the surface is not good. When I try to teach you with them, it does not play upon certain field. It just not happen upon certain field. The possession type of football is not happen upon the concrete and the gravel and the buckle and the stone. You understand?
Yeah.
So we need proper surfaces and we need proper surfaces. And if the school do have it, we need to move them from the one field and put it somewhere else.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yes. Malcolm.
You're going to say something you
Oh, go on.
Go ahead, Mr. Reynolds. What do you have to say about that? And
well, I'm in full support of what the other coaches would have said, but I want to look at it from a different angle. We clearly we have an issue with surface, but what I would want to say is we need to try and focus on the things that we can control right now. Surface-wise, Eugene, as something we have talked about for years, get a little bit better, but not good enough. I like the idea where for the youngsters, you choose the best fields and play double header or triple headers. Yeah, but let's not withstand the fact that most schools want their school support, so they want their games on the ground rather than field, but are not. But for the purpose of the development of the youngsters, I would rather see we choose the better fields and play doubles and triple headers. The other point I want to raise is that one of the things that we can control, you see the thing about it in Jamaica, we're largely depending on schools to develop youngsters. And it should not be so. It should be the 6 and the 7 and the 8 and the 9 and the under 12 into a lot of clubs. Now we're getting a little bit better where we have a lot of academies. Right? This morning I was watching the US under 15 girls team.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, I hold my head when we see them look at 14 and 13-year-olds playing football. So I was saying to somebody that is close to the US, what happened? And what the person said, the response that I got from the person is that all those kids are from 7, 8, 9, 10 coming up into our system. And that is the template where we have to create. And a lot of coaches would have been saying it, but we keep dropping the ball. We have to start look at getting the youngsters to kick and run on the ball from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and build them right up through the system. Create your under 10, your under 12s, and your under 14. But the issue is, under 12 in Jamaica, is a win-win situation. That is the culture we have. But it's supposed to be a developmental
develop or win at all costs.
Yeah, man. So we have to change all that culture and spin the kind of round and start develop from the young age.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Jamal, you're listening to the conversation. I don't know if you want to add anything to what has been said by the coaches so
Yeah,
far.
I totally agree with all the coaches. Yeah, I agree with all the coaches. I mean, coaches can come together at times and share information and share ideas as to so we can improve ourselves and improve our teams and get better at what we're doing. You find that some coaches probably would share information with another coach because you're playing against them, But I think going forward, we can also do that.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys should have like coaching groups, like at least in your zone, if not right across the competition. But there should be some sort of dialogue with the coaches in the zone. Like I said, I like that idea. But what about the player, the movement of players? Should the coaches also help in that and say, listen, this coach has had you from you were 13 and stuff. Why don't you just stay, like encourage players to stay in the system that has developed them, to continue that development, unless the school can't do that, instead of having them so many switches and movement. I think sometimes that stifle the very development of that player. They go into a system where they are no longer the small fish, the big fish in a small pond, but they become they become a small fish in a big pond and just are out of place. Should the coaches even collaborate on that to say, listen, you have been here from first form, you have 2 more years left, why don't you just stay at the school and complete? And maybe this is something that the Ali Cup organizers can look at, like having a coaching symposium or, like a little workshop as part of the whole setup where somebody comes in and talk to the coaches, one, and then somebody else who talks to the players at some point at the whole competition. What do y'all say about that?
I tell you what, some of these preseason tournaments, coaches will find that most coaches some of the time are afraid to use certain players in the tournament because you have other people watching, and as you alluded to a while ago, want to take a player from the school. After you have a player from 7th grade coming up and you expose him now in our tournament, you find that somebody start to whisper in that ear. Yeah, you find that some of these tournaments, coaches do that because they don't want to expose their players to the players out there who are walking around us taking the players away from the schools.
Okay. And anybody else?
Let me tell you this, man. Is only a few coaches here will say, listen, Butter, Excel said now take a player. Excel said now take this player for 6th form. Me I said him no camper down to you. Vasily himself will send players to me. When he was at Dintil, him say, hey, this man have 5 subject, Butter, 6 subject, but Dintil just not take him for some reason. Him good enough, me I said him come to your camper now. Not many coaches can do that, Because I can tell you, my scenario last year, the youngster who lied to me a little bit was at Kingston College training. Them know exactly where I go on. So them wait till me win everything. Then when we reach 2nd round and me and them face now, then them tell another coach to call and say the time can't play and time not play. And then tell me, say them things, and me no wanna cheat.
so they allow you to. So they will know that a player not supposed to play
Listen
and still and don't say anything to you.
You know, I'm laughing. This man I sit on my bench, brother. I mean, I get 2 and 3 minutes a match, And the man sit down and watch me play. And then when they realize me, I win, the man make an emergency call. I put on a man for 2 minutes. Him can lose the point for them match there.
And they knew all along. Maybe they didn't know, man.
Yes, sir. Man, them know. But at them trump card.
Fine print, Butter. Fine print.
So at the end of the day, them earth 30 youth,
I have a player who I sent him to Excelsior training.
Yeah. Come on, me and JP and me and Jamai and man. Jamai also Butter. Me have a player here. Me I send him to you. Not a problem with that. I mean, right, if Eugene Big Baller come to me and I ask him, why you want to leave Eugene? I go quarterfinals last year, you go semifinal. Why you want to leave?
Yeah. There's someone in the back room going by the name of coach that is asking, you can only play 3 players. He's saying, what is the requirement to get in? But I don't know because we're not seeing you I don't know who the person is because I'm not seeing your face and we can't bring you on the screen because you're not fully connected. So I don't know if you want to exit and try and connect again. But all right, and then want to ask for the Ali Cup leadership, is there a way to have like as part of this, probably when the competition is done on the first day, in the evening you're probably getting one of these Jamaicans who are probably operating an academy to come out and probably, you know, do a coaching symposium, you know, just a little workshop on a specific area of the game? Or would that be something that the coaches are welcome into? Or it's really about just playing football? Or is it something that Ali Cup could look at doing in future editions of this?
Again, thanks, Brother Manning, for the question. And as I been sitting here and listening to the coaches putting out their concerns on this platform, I think the idea that you just echoed, and I will use the word echoed because as we spoke last week about some of the things that we now have in store for the Ali Cup going forward, a coaching symposium, or what I will also classify as a coaching clinic, to have that organized where in which the coaches can use that opportunity to collaborate in various ways. The issue I'm hearing is transfers. Coaches talking about playing surfaces, you know, keeping kids in school. Ali was a student athlete. And as everybody knows, you're a student first and then an athlete second. And so the Ali Cole Jr. event is also designated to address those issues because we need the youngsters in the schools. They are the futures of tomorrow. And I think as I think the coach from Camperdown has mentioned, you know, you can't have players just coming to school during the season. I mean, that's not building anything in terms of a brotherhood. And you know, the green and yellow organization, it's because of that kind of brotherhood that has built over the years, from sharing moments on the field and off the field, in the classrooms, you know, traveling to games, hanging out. It's those memories that has afford us the opportunity to be able to create something like this. So, you know, to speak to that question, yes. Can I say it's something that we'll be able to do this year? No. But next year, you can hold me on that, definitely, because I will probably be the first instructor to do the first symposium for the Ali Cup for 2023.
All right, wonderful. And I mean, is that something that the coaches though would be, you know, welcoming to? You know, I don't know, like I said, a symposium or a workshop, but I love to hear from the coaches if that's something that you would be, you know, interested in having a time where you can sit down and discuss something about the game, or probably even take clipping some of the game and analyze it and all of that. Is that something that you as coaches would welcome as part of what the Ali Cup is about?
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, for me, you know, Boris, it's Boris Johnson. Boris bring Paul Bant to come to Jamaica and all them things. And most of us attended that. I remember one year where Vasa, all of us were there. The other day, Miguel was here for what, 2 weeks? Maya?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Miguel held something about JC, and we went there. So we don't have a problem with whom is making the educating us. We don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because learning is key. No matter what you think you know, you're gonna know, so you're gonna learn something else. You know, Lenny is another mentor for me. You understand me? I've been lucky enough to be around playing with some players and learning from some players. Coach Bender. I remember I was assistant coach and manager for 9 years.
Yeah.
So sit down and we learn, you know. With a big
the great Lolo.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
Man, once we have life, you know, we can't stop learning.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. When we stop doing it, when we break leave our body.
I see the person by the name of Coach is back, but we're still not able to bring him on because we're not seeing a video of him. So Mr. Reynolds is back on, so we're gonna bring him up. But
but we can talk about I can answer some of them ask
yeah, so what he's asking, he says we need to develop a scholarship. We need to develop a scholarship on behalf of the Ali Cup for a player to go overseas. So I think
maybe for Ali Cup alone he was talking because there's many out there now. There are many scholarships out there now.
So I think that is for the Ali Cup person to answer. But I want to get Mr. Reynolds because I know he's also part of the coaching school that they have here in Jamaica now. So Mr. Reynolds, we're just asking about as part of the Ali Cup to do a symposium or a coaching seminar one of the evenings, like the evening, after the games on the Friday, the next day is going to be, you have it in the evening for the coaches as the players probably rest and recoup for the next day. The coaches can probably sit in a session where they can discuss a game or break down something with someone. Is that something that you would welcome?
Who is this Mannings, man?
Yeah, you just realize.
No, guess what I'm wrong. I am the most popular listener to that particular program, but me never call it. So you know what I talk about. the voice is very, very familiar. But guess what, Mannings, man? I think it's an excellent idea. Maybe what we need to do is a little bit more specific in choosing areas for the discussion for the workshop. Yes. I would want to add one thing to it, Mannings, man. I don't know. It's just something I'm putting out there. Some of these tournaments, what they do, I look, for example, like the States Cup. What they do is they have an half an hour session with a FIFA referee for the players that takes them through so every year there's some tweeting of the rules and stuff at the game. So there is a half an hour before the tournament, sometime where you're inviting a FIFA referee that puts up him thing and takes the players through, and the coaches also, through that familiarization with the recent changes of the laws of the game. So I'm putting that there, but I support the workshop.
I think that's very good. I love that. Yeah. I think that's a very, very good idea.
Yeah.
And like I think these things, like I did a video, right?
So you look at it as not just the boys going out there to play one tournament on the field, but you also educate them to understand other aspects and also the coaches of the game.
Yeah, especially as some of the rules are beginning to change in football as well. They want them to become abreast to what is happening. But you know what's a good idea? Because I remember. Go ahead.
Now to elaborate on what Mr. Reynolds said, the Ali Cup committee can answer because I think the first day of the tournament, they had that session inside the gym before with a referee explaining the rules and regulation of the games.
Okay.
If Sambo or Chris remember, they can elaborate on it. I think they did that in the first year of Ali Cup. I remember because I was part of the coaching staff at that time.
Samba or Chris, can you remember?
Yeah, I did, management. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you.
First and foremost, good night. And thanks to all the coaches. Yes, we did. And like Mr. Hillary said, the next tournament we implement that this year moving forward.
Yeah, not for this year, but I think it would be a good thing because you just have those things. You understand me? Even if during the breaks of the game, I don't know how they go. But I'm going to give you an example. I was going to say this, that I remember earlier in this program, I invited one of the persons who are ahead at you in terms of nutrition. And she came on for free and she said, listen, nutrition is important. Mm-hmm. Not how much you eat, what you eat, right? Right? And she came on and said, listen, things are very tight financially, but here are some suggestions of things that are inexpensive that you can eat that will help you when you go to play the game, help you in training. You know, maybe those are some of the things that going ahead, because I think this is only going to get bigger. And as it gets bigger, the tentacles must go far and wide and reach and touch all of the areas, because there's a scholarship part that you guys are offering. There is, the providing of gears, but there's also like the officiating that is important in understanding the coaching and the nutrition. And so maybe every year something else can be implemented that would advance the competition and advance the football and bring greater balance to the sport itself at this level.
Yeah. Brother man, and I think the phrase you're looking for is a holistic approach to the whole situation.
Yeah,
I think that's the phrase. You understand? We are touch nutrition, we are touch player development, we are touch the psychological aspect of the game. You understand? There's many different facets and tentacles to the game. So I like that. So if we use the phrase a holistic approach, we're gonna wrap up all the suggestions from all the coaches on the platform, and hopefully those who are listening can provide their inputs as well. So this thing can be bigger and better. And all the coaches participating, and even those who are not participating, as long as we have room, can bring them on board so that they can benefit, because at the end of the day, it's about development across the board. So a holistic approach sounds like the right approach.
Yeah, man. Ishmael King says this. He says, students of academics are students of football. He says, you all need to recognize that some of these boys come to school strictly to play football. What about them? Well, you coaches can answer, but my answer is that even if you come to school to play football, you need to get yourself educated.
Yeah, and we have to stress that the onus is on us as coaches to stress that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can come for the wrong reason, but we want you to leave the right way. That's what I tell people. You have to leave the right way. You can come for the wrong reason, But when you're leaving, we want to ensure that we taught you the right way. And it can't be just about football. I don't know if anybody else want to add to that comment from Ishmael. And then Isaac Cockins says a 6 or 9 month league would keep playable players in school longer. All right. So many people have been saying that we need to extend football in school because the kids don't play. They start in September and they end in December.
Yeah, but one has to understand that you have a governing body that runs sports at the school level, and there are many different sports competitions. So the football, as a matter of fact, football gets what 4 months out of the school year. So it's just going to be difficult,
Well, as you said, Vasil, that we're depending on Manning Cup to develop our schoolboy
Our players.
Yeah, and that can.
Yes.
And I think the coaches need to. I think this is where I want to challenge all the coaches, that you need to begin to tell people this is recreational. There are some good talents, but we are not here to. We don't have enough. You don't have enough time.
Man, some people here,
Eh?
Yeah, but
I'm trying to play a line up at JC, Man, people here,
under 19.
Where you say people hard earn money and spend up there?
Recreation, see
I talk about recreation, man, hard earning cash up there.
But isn't that the problem though? The fact that how much development can be done? Are we developing? That is a real question,
But Coach Reynolds tell you from early out, it's student first and then football after.
What I do, what I do really is I affiliate myself with some clubs, Jamaica and Mountain View. Me and Barbican. Some of them affiliated with academies too, yeah. So while I'm there at school, I say, listen, you go to Barbican, you go to Harborview. My favorite say them go to Harborview nowadays, because Lord in a player. I say them go to Harborview, they end up at KC, so my favorite say them go to Harborview. Yes, I mean, so I have to be careful when I send people now to continue them football. Maybe me send them on it to Big Head, because Big Head I send them back to camp.
You alone can't coach them.
We alone can't coach them.
Yeah, man, they need to expose themselves.
So I try to send the coaches with the same kind of philosophy of people who want to play football and people who want to develop players. So end of the day, them come back to be a better footballer and a better man, a better male. You understand me, I say? You understand? So listen, we need school. Because remember what we're planning now. we set this, we have the chart for them, really. Manning Cup college or Manning Cup work or something. So that they need at least the basic 4 or 5 subjects. You understand me? So we have set the plan for them and we have let them keep the plan and keep going. So yeah.
So let me. This other question is: the years of the pandemic. I think a lot of people said it has set back football. Not in all, but in a lot of places, like smaller countries like Jamaica. Are you still feeling the effects of that, or you'd say, listen, that couple of years of inactivity, I think we have done enough now to get out of it, and we're back where we were before. Are there still strong? I asking this question because I did with a group did a soccer clinic for females at Draxall for the last 2 days, and I'm telling you, these were girls who were playing football, and I had to wonder like, whoa.
I'm fully fat.
It still exists. It's still, we are not out of it, man. As a matter of fact, I don't think we're halfway out of it. It still exists, man. This impact will take us another 2 years. Take it from me.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
Mm.
Girls that could dribble, they can't even dribble. Like, it's like they're learning
all over again.
The basics. It's like they lost the years of inactivity has just taken the basics of the game out of their minds and says like you're going. Yeah.
They lose interest, man. They lose interest.
Yeah.
And come to the boys with me too. We can't be able to find them.
Yeah.
You couldn't find them, you know. When you do find them, you shake your head. You shake your head. Una Rasta.
Yeah, but I have this is one of the things.
Hey, Manning's man. Manning's man.
Go ahead, Mr. Reynolds.
Hey, listen, man. If you are close to a lot of youngsters now in the football, you know, remember, you know, guys, we say we lose a number of years technically and physically, but I can tell you, know, psychologically too.
Yeah.
Some of you them just beginning to recover, you know. I have players right now in my program where coach, trust me did give it up. My mind just left the game. Me just get back my mind into it and whatever. So there was a psychological effect still, you know, that we have to recover also, you know.
Hey, listen, I know that's a very good point, and I want to ask your views on this because I think maybe there needs to be some concession based on where society is at now, or maybe there isn't. And some of you are probably not just coaches, but you're teachers. You actually teach subjects in the schools. All right.
Social workers.
Right. So I know of a top player in the Dacosta Cup last season that grew his hair and is insisting that he's not cutting his hair. All right. Should there be any concession on school to allow kids, as long as they can keep their hair well groomed, if it is plaited, to come to school that way? Or it is still a rule that no, your hair needs to be cut and you know, and maybe not just a sport because some of your teachers, because I'm thinking when I look at like in the American system and most of those other Caribbean countries, even in Trinidad, kids go to school with afros and plaited hair and all of those things. Why is it still such a hard barrier to get across? Or maybe it will help to cause, I don't know. But some of you, like I say, are coaches. You probably have players who decided they're not going back to school because they want them cut them hair and they don't cut them hair. I mean, what should schools do? Or should the rule be as it is, or should there be some concession? I don't know.
All right, so for me now, straight, as a Rasta man grow me, you know. So, I have a problem with hairstyles and things, but the rules are rules, eh? As I tell my players, listen me, if you attend a school and them wear full pink, and you don't like pink, don't go to the school. So rules are rules for me. I mean, I go fight it, I mean, I go try beat it down, but for me, it don't make much sense. Grooming is grooming. So you can't say a black man because him groom here tall, him untidy. You can't say that. Because I tell my principal every day, I'm not a teacher at school, but I tell my principal every day, the Chinaman come with him here long to him backside, it's okay. But the black man coming to me and not pay is a problem. So I leave it at that. But as I said to my students, rules are rules. I don't know the rules of the school before and I attend the school. So guess what? Don't come to the school now because you want we can't have our rules to suit everybody. Agree?
Yes.
So we have to live in the system. So it's a part. My part of my coaching is teaching the youth them to live in the system. The system say I saw it go, so I saw it go. Is either we are living in the system or we will be a rebel. Can you be a rebel at this time? Yeah, if you can't be a rebel at this time, be a rebel. But if you have to come to school to get your education, you have to deal with Babylon right now. A Babylon system we live in, you have to deal with Babylon. So you have to work in a Babylon until you can burn down Babylon. No, so that's what my grandmother teach me as a man.
Yeah.
Understand me?
Yeah.
We're in a Babylon system.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else want to comment on that? You know, should there be?
I don't think there should be I mean this is well, this is bigger than us. I don't think there should be any allowance.
Yes.
You see, remember, you know, the education system in America, per se, you know, in the Mannings, man, is a total different thing than you know. I mean, we're very rigid. We have possibly the best educational system across the region, including the United States of America. But what I always say to my students, you know, any day the government step forward and say, hey, you can wear your pants anyhow, you can wear any color pants, you can chaos in a Jamaican school. We don't reach this, we don't have that culture. It's just like the phones. If you say phones for all schools, anyway, we just can't manage that culture. That's the thing, and so I think it should continue the way it's happening, separately apart from some little tweeting here and there and give and take.
Okay, all right. And finally, I have this question I'll ask each of you to give probably a minute or so respond to it. Eugene, when you're going to talk, I don't know, you're muted, so you're going to have to unmute yourself when you're ready. Or I don't know if you're frozen, because it looks like you've been in that position for quite a while now. So I hope you're all right. If you're here, you're not moving. So I don't know. But he's saying that Blessing Mannings, man, what is the coach's view of style of play we should use, and should most schools gear their players to a similar style so to help the gelling process for the national team? I think that's an easy answer. I know what the answer is going to be, but I'll leave the coaches to answer. So should there be one like football style across the country that everybody plays, or should we learn the same pillars, apply them the same way, and you can tweak within those? I think that's probably a more appropriate question. Go ahead, Maya. You want to go first, and then we just go to the other coaches.
We can have a playing style if you want to develop and have a foundation. But as you go along, as I say, you can tweak it. A governing style. So, for instance, you look at the Brazilian policy. Most of us are more familiar with Brazilian policy. They are 4-4-2, and they play a certain brand of certain style of football that we admire, with the skilled players, the Zicos, and coming out of it. But you know, over the years, the game has modernized and changed a lot. So you have to tweak as you go along. So you can have your playing style and have and do that. But as you go along, you can tweak it and tweak it to suit what your players you have. Yeah.
All right, Coach Reynolds.
I think having a common playing style throughout the country will benefit, will eventually benefit football and especially national programs. But we have to think of it like a national consensus, you know, and it goes back to the point I made earlier, where as soon as we start play under 10, under 12, the aim is to win. And so we have to develop that national consensus that trickles down from the JFF right down to the clubs, that look, we're heading this way, and we want to start with our 10 and 11-year-old to develop this style of football, and then I hope that the clubs will buy into the philosophy.
All right, Coach Loftus.
Yeah, for me, you know, he's a tactical dunce, you know. But me want to be a technical genius. You understand me? I say. So me try to teach my youth them how to control and pass and think the game and do the basics. You understand me? So based on what me I try though, I think it might help the national team because we can pass good and kick good and you make proper decisions and you know time and space and you know certain things. Then you should help the holistic part of football.
Yeah.
Tactical me not a sense, you know. Because I don't have no time for that. Because I have the players to get too tactical. So I just hope say, hey, you pass well, you run well, you physically, you think the game properly, and you do all the things them technically right. So eventually, we try to put a team like that together, and if we can make it a proper team, that's it. But tactical, me not try with them youth. Them can have a concentrate so long to be too so tactical for me. So let's try to get them technical. Make you know, so if I can broke, we treat you if I broke a little bit more. Me say, you watch Chris Bailey, so the man is a power pass people. You know, you watch Jamaica, I'm camp on the football. I don't think them either. So I try to make the players them a better player, and then try to turn them in our team.
Yeah. All right, wonderful. Listen, it's a good conversation. I think one of the other persons, his name is Unseen Sports, was saying that I need to tell the coaches that when they come in to interview them after the game, they mustn't run. They said he was said earlier that the coaches don't like, to be interviewed. But what I would say is that I do agree with you that if there is certain, if there's one system, because within a system, I may have a system. Say we're playing 4-3-3 with holding midfielder box to box and a top midfield. All teams could play that particular system and benefit the national program. But within that, I may have more speedier wingers than you. So how my players play within the system may be a little bit different than you, but it's the same system, which I think is something that we should do. But I want to listen. I'm hoping. I know that Samba, Oral, and Chris not going to be happy about this. But I'm hoping one of you can carry one of the duppy them from your school to go by Excelsior and dethrone them. Dethrone them this time because you cannot be keeping a competition and you win it every year. No, sir. Me not like that. You understand?
Mannings.
Go ahead.
Mannings. You see Butter?
Yes.
Ask Butter and Eugene were really going because they talk about blueprint and the whole of it there. Not never. A man them just play a ball and we go to penalty click. And Ali just tell them, say, yo, you can't come eat no food right here. Our thing. Eugene know, then and Butter know. Mr. Reynolds him know too. All of them know. So I know we just look on the zone them. I know none of we right on the panel do the zone, you know. None of us. It's a collective group of people, you know. So you don't know Butter and you.
We're saying somebody that is Excelsior winning again.
They're not for them tournament, man. I know me a referee, you know. I have nothing to do with it. The only thing me and Chris and Oral do, we just present the platform. And we just observe. We not do nothing at all. Then Eugene not there and think that Butter go final. The problem but Butter have because him go a final. When him go a final, I look at him and say, yo, it don't make no sense of kicking up.
Why? 2 times straight, you know.
What do you mean? Butter was there 2 times straight every year. Every year that's how we do it. Short
every
time.
time I lose, I cup, I win something, you know. Because I get to see some man when I say long time, you know. That's the key, you know. That's the key.
Loving the house. That's where it comes from. Loving the house. That's where it comes
There's some
from.
people that said 20 minutes too short and if I get 5 minutes, all right.
Mr. Reynolds, listen, man. I want you to take the cup there, you know. And carry in the cool hills.
Why? I hope I can disturb the apple cart this year, you know?
Yes, sir.
No, man, Excelsior can't win, man. I can't let him get for lag on, you know.
Kingston too hot, man. Bring it down to Manchester,
I can't let him get for lag on.
Yeah.
I can't let anybody, I said the Maroons, them I strike, let him say, a Clarendon College, that's it about that. So when it comes to Super Cup, you come down there.
Yeah, but I want to thank every single one of you for coming on. Such a good conversation. I think a lot of these conversations are needed, you know, so that I think the whole coaching system there needs to be, we can be in unity and not be uniformed. And I want to encourage that amongst you that, there's unity and oneness of thought and vision without uniformity. You understand me? We don't look the same way, dress the same way, but we think the same way and have the same care and concern for all the players. whether they are from Excelsior, from Dunoon or Camperdown or Manchester or Clarendon. We want to see the good of all players. And when one player wins, all the players win. And so I want to thank you for your time, hoping that we can have some more conversations. I really hope, though, just for this year, that somebody can take the title from Excelsior.
Not yet, man. I want them come
Not
back.
yet, man. Not yet, man. Not yet.
Not yet.
Come back, man.
If the butcher try to find an excuse, I talk about blueprint and fine line and all sorts of stuff. Good try. Good try, butter. Good try.
When I'm doing exercise, I'm flying. Be a big ball. I don't want to talk about that, you know. Be a big ball. I'm flying and be excitement in front of the youth. Them youth them have to play hard.
We are talking about butter. Butter, we are talking about. Butter, we are talking about.
Them can't let them down.
Butter, when mommy coach the team 2019, they're
them big coach. Them the big coach, you know, the legend, you know.
Okay.
You them can't let them down, man.
Butter is all about loving the house, man. You them just have love, man.
All the time. You know he's a comedian, you know that.
Yeah, man. Blessing. I don't know if any of you want to say anything in closing, but I'm actually very, very delighted that all of you are able to come on and be a part of this. I mean, love what Excelsior is doing. I mean, so many of these things happen across Jamaica, and I think they needs to be highlighted because sometimes even the spectators take it like the schools are in conflict. It's not. It's friendly rivalry. The coaches get along, and Jamaica, especially in the climate that we're in, you know, this is a good show of unity. All of these schools out there, you have the Camperdown, the Dunoon, all of them almost in the same area out that side. You understand me? You have Manchester coming up. This is what Jamaica needs to see more and more, especially in football, because football, you know, football is viewed differently from track and field and cricket. You know, there's a
it can be used as a vehicle to help to, you know, curb certain things, yeah?
Yeah.
That is happening in our society.
Yeah. I hear a man here saying that Yarcastle winning, this man top 10 say Edwin Allen winning D Cup, no joke.
No, when you say Yarcastle winning,
cricket is talking about, man.
Oh. I was going to add something to that, you know.
And then,
I was going to add that is Yarcastle in name.
Oh. What I will say is if Jamaica College loses the Dacosta Cup, Manning Cup this season, I am telling you, it's going to be major embarrassment.
Andrew, you throw your mouth back.
No, I just don't know. Jamaica College, man, I am telling. Listen,
no,
Jamaica
man,
College.
I know Casey, man, I can't start English when I'm coming on.
Oh no, man. I'm not talking about the case. Listen, I don't see. Listen, so they had a battle of the blues, you know. KC, JC, and Mannings, and it's three different teams. JC have it. They have one from the Caribbean island. Okay, I'm glad that the coaches are saying it and not me because I was told that I was just speculating. Because I don't see no St. Lucian on the field. You only see JC students. So where I get my argument from? There's no St. Lucian.
Look quite like him of a boat. I come across the bar. Like him of a boat. I come across the bar.
So the man they put on the international team. When they took it off, they put on the Premier League, the JPL team, and then they took off that team and put on the schoolboy team. 3 teams them have, man. So video, you can't video. You have to watch them. You have to watch them ball game, man. So all I'm saying to you is that when you go play them, ask them.
Money, fully informed.
Yeah, when you go and play them, make sure you tell them say you want to play. You don't speak A, B, or C. Which one of the team them? The JPL, the international. Are the schoolboy team because there's 3 teams they have up there. Yeah,
man. And sir, some of them teams are intimidating, you know. They play schoolboy football up on the coaching bench. Look like a Jamaica national bench, man.
Yes.
Jamaica coach, goalkeeper coach, fitness coach,
Yeah, man, but they're
Head coach and some team
listen.
bad, man.
I was so impressed. I don't want to intimidate them. I was so impressed with them, man. JC had
the tape now.
Huh? I don't want to.
You JC score all now.
No, man, they gave Mannings 2, man. So the international team scored 1, and then the JPL team scored 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But
because I play carnival that day, I get nervous, you know. It's a Topper with more.
Oh yes, the Topper is there.
Let me say the goalkeeper coach. Let me say the great Hector Wright.
Yes.
I couldn't even coach. I start looking over the bench and say, "What go on, General?"
Yeah, and Dean Weatherly, all of them people there, yeah, man. Big program. Don't talk about Manchester, you know. Manchester have a long bench, you know. Me not talk. And players, you know. Yes, Vassie Reynolds have a very long bench, you know. He have one for V, one for A, one for the S.
Backroom staff, big.
Backroom staff, a manual staff, a manual staff.
Just use him name.
Yeah, man. Well, them not fortunately like me and Maya have to do everything. All the water we have to carry.
All the water we have to carry.
Yeah, but blessings again. Listen, Chris Samba or yeah, man. One of you, I don't know which one of you want to say the last word and close, because you know we have the track and field people waiting on me to give, you know, let them run. So go ahead.
Well,
yeah, man.
Well, I just want to say welcome to us. And as the butter said, there's no blueprint, there's no fine line. And there's only one champion, it's going to be Excelsior. Because guess what? Loving the house. So you guys just come in for try to attack from us, because you don't know. I belong to Excelsior again. So gentlemen, welcome to Alicup. Loving the house.
Thanks again, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, coaches, respect. All right, man.
Yeah, man. Blessings, and we will be in touch. We will be in
touch.
Yeah,
man. Well done.
Yeah, man. Cool. All right, bless you one and all.
You can link me when you come to town.
I will, man. You know that already.
All right, cool.
All right.
Give thanks, brother, man.
Yeah, man.
But I do appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much.
Every
appreciate it.
Every time.
Do want to tell you personally, the work that you put in for this green and yellow, from the top, we do appreciate it. And what you're doing is really showing everybody the word that Ali said to all of us, loving the house.
Yeah, man, blessings.
And really and truly, you really coming to us and tell us, put the words out there. I know Oral and Chris do appreciate it.
Yeah,
so
man,
just straight love. Straight love.
My joy, man. It was such a good thing. Yeah,
yes, a beautiful conversation.
Love
nice
it.
Yeah. And the beauty. Go ahead.
Because I have something else that I need, but I'm going to tell you half here. So when I finish, I have a next program coming up, but I have a plan, because we have to get this. Though I may not be here, but I'm going to ensure that someone is there to ensure that it is streamed and people can get videos and clips of what is happening.
Please do.
All right. So I'm going to work on that. So at the end of the show that I'm going to do, I'm going to contact you and tell you how that's going to work out. All right.
Loving the house, brother Manning.
Loving the house, brother Manning. Straight love. Green and yellow for life, that can't change. Never ever. Well, we have one to give you. A green and a yellow. We have one to give you. All right. The president and the advisors are Sambo. Make sure it's on delivery and special delivery. And if them tell the CEO that it's going to get done. Loving the house.
Blessings.
Yes, man.
All right. So there you go, people. Loving the house. Alicup. August 12 and 13, Excelsior High School. I am Manny's man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. As usual, we say we are over and out. Before we get there, remember we start a show right now on the Commonwealth Game. So stay tuned and come back with us for our Commonwealth Game show. As usual, we say we are over and we are out. Remember, though, to hit the like button, to share, and to subscribe to I Am Sure Sports.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocherase, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King King I represent. Where them feel like, ha, yeah. Someone on for the food from we young, from we day, you knee height. I am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.